Greetings, and welcome to Tales from Tomorrow, where we explore the whispers of futures, both bright and bleak. The stars hold countless stories, but the greatest of them all began on a little blue world called Earth. Humans were the last to join the galactic stage, found adrift in a silent sector, a backwater. Of a backwater, the Council of Species had seen it all before, young races brimming with potential, but ultimately too fragile, too divided, too limited to thrive amidst the cold equations of the cosmos. They classified humanity as a curiosity, a Class C species limited. Cognitive resilience, they noted with clinical pity. A penchant for self-destruction, a biological clock perpetually near midnight. They expected nothing but a quiet extinction, a brief flicker in the cosmic dark. They were so very wrong. This is the story of the day we learn what the letters in HFY truly stand for. The observation outpost hung in the void, a silent sentinel watching. The third planet from its modest star, the Galari overseer Keitha, reviewed the latest data streams with a sense of melancholic routine. The human experiment was entering its terminal phase. Their star was undergoing violent perturbations. A series of coronal mass ejections of unprecedented scale were imminent. The planet's magnetic field would be stripped like leaves in a hurricane. The surface would be scoured clean. It was a tragedy, but a small one, a common one. The universe was a garden of fleeting blooms. Keitha prepared the final log. Subject species designation Humanagus. Sapiens final observation cycle. His manipulators hovered over the console. Primary characteristic noted persistent and illogical energy signature across multiple electromagnetic bands, determined to be artistic and distress communication, hybrids directed. At no viable recipient, a testament to their cognitive confusion. He watched the feed cities glittering like nervous gems, ships like tiny insects on dark water. Then the solar wave hit the first ripple, a screaming wall of radiation and charged particles slammed into the night side of the planet. The magnetic field groaned. Auroras of sickly green bled across entire continents. The outpost sensors spiked, expecting the silence to follow. It did not follow. Instead, a new signal erupted, not a whimper, but a roar, 1,000 overlapping transmissions, a chaotic symphony of voices and codes, and raw data bursts. Keithar's translation matrix scrambled, then resolved. The signals were not prayers, not farewells. They were coordinates, equations, deflection models. They were solutions. This is North American Aerospace Defense Command rerouting all terrestrial power grid surplus to orbital shield projectors. Stand by for cascade. Beijing Deep Space Network engaging emergency microwave arrays to disrupt leading-edge particle stream. European Council activating atmospheric ionization protocol. Godspeed, everyone. The planet did not simply take the punishment. It fought back with the furious ingenuity of a species that had never known a fight it could not pick. They turned their energy grids into planetary shields. They used their communication satellites as focusing lenses for brute force energy beams. They pumped their atmosphere full of reactive compounds to burn away the incoming radiation in great sheets of artificial light. It was not elegant, it was wasteful, it was breathtakingly desperate, and it was working in pockets. The second larger wave approached. The human networks were failing. Sections of the globe went dark. Then their signals merged, a single chaotic but unified data stream. Protocols and firewalls shattered in the face of the shared threat. A research station in Antarctica shared its power with a crumbling city in South America. A military satellite offered its navigation core to guide civilian evacuation shuttles. Keitha watched, stunned, as Class C limited cognitive resilience performed a real-time global neural network integration without a central command, without a guiding intelligence. They linked minds through machines, each node thinking, adapting, sacrificing. A continent would go dark to power a shield over another. A million voices would choose to silence their own broadcasts to boost a single string of data containing a new shielding algorithm. It was a psychic event mediated by silicon and wire, a testament not to resilience, but to a ferocious will to live together. The main wave hit the planet, vanished behind a curtain of stellar fire sensors, blinded when they cleared K. There expected a ball of glass and ash. He saw lights flickering, scattered but present. The planet was wounded, great black scars across its face, but the ember still glowed, and the signal, now weak, was different. It was a repeating loop, a simple audio-visual transmission. It showed a human face streaked with grime and tears in a ruined city. Then the view panned to a crack in a wall, where a single green shoot pushed towards a sun still shrouded in dust. The human spoke only 4 words: "We are still here." The Galari overseer sat in the humming silence of his outpost, his understanding of the universe cracking around him, limited cognitive. Resilience the file was a lie. They had not built a perfect shield. They had not stopped the storm. They had done something infinitely more terrifying. They had decided what parts of themselves were worth saving, and had thrown the rest into the furnace to buy those pieces. One more second, one more breath, they had calculated the value of their own souls in real time and found the answer was always more than zero. He opened a new log, his manipulators trembling not with pity, but with a dawning, a species-wide trait previously uncatalogued. He typed, Addendum to species designation, Humanitas sapiens. He paused, considering, then entered the words. Primary characteristic updated observe. Unyielding Terran defiance. The human resolution is not a measure of survival probability. It is a declaration that existence itself is a battle they have already decided to win. They do not ask if they can endure. They only determine the price and pay it collectively without hesitation. Their fragility is not a weakness. It is the forge in which their boundless, stubborn will is tempered. They do not yield. They do not fade. They persist. Recommend Council reclassification immediate. He looked back at the blue world, now scarred but undeniably alive. The signals were growing stronger, patching together a new song from the ruins. It was not a song of victory. It was a song of work, of rebuilding, of continuing. And in that relentless continuity, Cathar heard the true sound of strength. The universe had not ended their world. It had merely reminded them what they were built for. They were built for tomorrow, and so the galaxy learned a new word that day, not from a dictionary, but from a scarred world. Singing in the dark, a word spelled in stubborn light and sacrifice. Remember the quiet ones, the overlooked ones, for their resolve can move stars. Thank you for listening to this tale from tomorrow. Subscribe my channel, Tales from Tomorrow, for more exiting videos.